So good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the RaidCall EMS 1 Fall 2013 groups. Now, that's a mouthful I've ever had to say one, but nailed it in the end. We are going to be kicking off with Group A today, and it's going to be an insane bunch of games. I've got to say it. These teams are looking pretty good. I think we've picked the best one to kick off with personally. After seeing how well Very Games have been playing, I don't think High Grade can challenge them too much, but who knows. We will be watching ENCE eSports against ESC, the first matchup there. That's going to be a hard one to call. I don't even want to dare make a prediction, but I'm going to ask you for one very quickly.
Why?
On the spot.
Why me?
Because I
seem to be guessing most of them right.
You are. You're really good at guessing so far.
We could probably talk about this for a while. I'm not going to give you an answer straight out because I have to give you some backstory. ENCE, haven't seen much of them. Like, we saw them in one cup only, in cut number 3, which they qualified right there. Haven't played much more in that, but they really surprised everyone. They beat NIP in that cup.
They did.
Which was really unexpected. But then again, ESC, we talked about it a little bit earlier on in the office that they're very hit or miss lately.
They are.
They can show up one day and be one of the best teams. They can show up the next day and be one of the worst teams.
I agree.
So I think it just comes down to who's really brought their game today.
Yeah,
and I still didn't give an answer. I'm just going to work,
work
around. I'm still on the fence.
He's
also,
pretty good at this.
There we go.
Thank you very much. It's nice to, he's kind to me. He doesn't,
What about you, though? I mean, because like you said, great group of games coming up. And the first one, ENCE, ESC. It's a big game. It really is. I mean, it takes only 2 wins to get into the offline playoffs. Correct. So starting off with a win can be a huge advantage.
Well, it's massive. And as you said, the top 2 teams will be basically going through these groups. So getting those early wins under your belt is so important. Yep. And I think if ESC get off to a good start, I think they've got a really good chance in this. But as you said, hot and cold all the time, very hard to predict. I think ESC on their best day, they'd take ESC out, ENCE eSports out of it. But it's very hard to predict how they're actually going to face up because ENCE are a little bit more consistent. They don't have Jolds anymore, who was almost their star player against NIP, but they have a star-studded lineup anyway. You can't really take it away from them. But it's going to be hard to call. I think we're going to be seeing a different ENCE today to what we might have been a little bit used to, a little bit more team-orientated, a little bit more kind of consolidated as a collective, which I'm looking forward to seeing because they shone on individual talent, I feel, which is not a bad thing, but I want to see a little bit more kind of coming together from them. Exactly. Yeah. And if they get that, ESC might be in trouble. But let's take you through the groups anyway so you can have a look at what we're going to be doing for the next, well, couple of days. So Group A, that's where we're going to be starting today. It will have Very Games, ENCE eSports, ESC, and then High Grade. Now, as you mentioned, 2 wins to basically go through this. Right. Simple as that. It gets you into the top 2 positions, and forward you go. Quite simple. But the games aren't going to be so easy because just seeing ENCE eSports against ESC, very hard to predict. I think Very Games should be able to beat High Grade. That's maybe overstepping my mark, but seeing that Very Games did beat NIP recently, they're on a little bit of a hot streak. They're looking confident. Find it very hard to deny them. So I say those Very Games should be through. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say ESC will be doing it as well, because I feel as though if ESC bring their own game, they're going to be there. And I think they know the kind of magnitude now. They've made it through the, the cups. They've got themselves this far. They know they want to get through these groups. And I'm looking them to do it. They've got good new additions to the lineup. They've, been switching things about a little bit. Not too recently. They're obviously used to Bialy being in there and Snacks and a couple of others. But I think they've got what it takes now, and I'm hoping to see them go through. But what are your thoughts towards ENCE eSports and High Grade as well? Because we haven't seen much of High Grade personally, but
it's a tough one because I do have to point this out, and I feel really bad for saying it directly, but High Grade pretty much only qualified into this because NIP had to forfeit because of DDoSing. I mean, they might have been able to take them. I'm not going to say there was a possibility of that, but it would have been a very hard-fought match. So that is how they got here. ESC in cut number 4, they actually qualified as well in that last little bit of a tournament, and where they actually played extremely well. But I don't know how well each of these teams are really going to do because High Grade can really show some upsets here. But
they could. They're in the position to be able to do it, but whether or not they can, different thing. And bear in mind, it is best of ones here. So if they are on their favorite map, if they catch one off guard, it could all change. But then looking at Group B, which will be obviously coming up tomorrow, NIP against LDLC. I'm thinking that's NIP all over. Normally when they have a defeat against a big team like Very Games, they go back to the grindstone, they hammer it out, they come back even stronger, if that's even possible. Refuse up against Fnatic. Hard to call. I don't think Refuse will be able to challenge Fnatic in that essence. I think Fnatic are a very strong team, so that'll be their first victory under their belt. And then obviously next week, I think it's all eyes on Group D, because that is a stacked group. Like, they're good groups, but that one got the bulk of talent,
I think we can call Group B the battle for second place. Correct. And we can call Group D the group of death.
Yeah, it really is a group of death. You can't write out Group C. Obviously, Party Dallas,
yeah, we have to talk about
Element, that. Solemn have their moments, but Astana Dragons and Copenhagen Wolves, very strong. But I feel as though Party Daddlers could cause an upset in that Group C.
We have to keep in mind that Party Daddlers actually only played in cut number 4, and they qualified through that, actually getting into the finals when they unfortunately lost 0-2. But honestly, it was an amazing fashion. Yep. And then you have Team Solemn, who qualified by beating Eyes on You 2-1 in a series, or 2-1 in a series, and ended up making their way here. But Star Dragon and Copenhagen Wolves, honestly, I think Party Daddlers can really challenge them because they've shown in the past, like, they didn't have an easy route coming into being here today.
No, they had one of the hardest routes in the cup they played in. So you guys obviously can check that out via this website. And Group D, I think we don't have to say much about it because it is literally death all over the place. It's Team Alternate, who can turn up, very talented, great German side, facing off against Na'Vi, first of all, who have the hit and miss days, a little bit of an up and down team, sometimes absolutely spot on, sometimes not so much. They have that kind of problem that they get to the finish line, then they just kind of stumble a little bit every now and then, but not to take anything away from them, extremely talented. And then Western Wolves and Faculty, very hard to call again. Western Wolves looking strong, but I wouldn't say unbeatable if Faculty have their day. Yeah,
I mean, I think Faculty to me is kind of like ESC, where they have hit or miss days. I mean, if we think about the match that ESC beat Faculty in to actually qualify here, 16-1 on Mirage. And it really kind of surprised both of us to see them just roll over them so easily. But then again, I mean, when they play well, they can play extremely well. And it just comes down to, like we were saying before, who can bring their game, because this is your this is your only chance right now to qualify for the offline playoffs coming up here later in the month.
And that's what it comes down to, these big games. And, some teams will step up, some might shy away a little bit. But let's get you another look towards the bracket we have today, or at least the groups we have today, so we can take you through what you're going to be seeing. So this is basically the format. It's quite simple. Very games, ENCE, ESC, and high grade. As you said, 2 strikes and they're out, or 2 ticks and they win.
Yeah, so how we're going to follow this whole thing is we're going to have the 2 teams, actually the 4 teams all play the first game coming up right now. We're only going to be watching one of them, though.
Yep.
And then we'll be watching the winners of both those matches, and the team that wins that game will automatically be qualified into the offline playoffs. After that, we'll watch the 2 losers matches from the first 2 games, and then the winner of that will go on to play the loser of the 2 winners in the top side, and that will decide the last team going into the offline playoffs. A little bit confusing, but that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. We'll see how it works.
I can't read that from here, but, that's the way that admins were telling me is the way we're going to go. Yeah,
indeed. So we'll give you an update. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But anyway, that aside, let's start looking towards the game now, because we do have a bit of a good game coming up. Obviously, ESC against ENCE eSports. I don't think I need to tell you these 2 lineups particularly. I think you should know them by now, by all rights. Well, there's been some changes. I think we can say that at least. And we'll drop you into game in a moment once they are getting themselves actually in the server. I think there's 9 currently there.
Yep.
But ESC, Neo, Taz, Snacks, Pasha, and Bialy. Snacks and Bialy, a little bit of a newer addition to it, to the classic Golden 5 almost, the Poles who've been so strong. And I don't think when I cast with you, we really saw them in their strength. I think that...
Yeah, we didn't get to see them play extremely well.
Yes,
I mean, other than the 16-1 stomp on Faculty, but that wasn't like... I don't know if that was them playing really well, or if it was just Faculty not playing as well as they normally do. Yeah,
I think there's a little bit of mixed messages to be read into that one there. I don't think we saw them at their best, so kind of hard to predict on that front, because when I saw ESC, they were, tip-top before that moment. So very hard to read into. And then ENCE eSports, as you said, dangerous side. They can turn up. They can really do damage when it's necessary. But yeah, it's a little bit hard to tell with these guys.
One thing I do want to touch on, though, which is really interesting, I checked it out a little bit ago on HLTV, is that ESC, out of their last 13 matches they played, in Star Series, within the RaidCall series, they played 13 Mirage games. Out of their last 15.
Wow.
Actually, wait. No, sorry. Out of the last 13, it was 9. My bad. I read that wrong. So out of the last 13 matches they had,
Can't trust him with anything.
9 of them were on Mirage. Yep. But they went 5-4. So they won 5, lost 4 on Mirage. But it also kind of means they've had a lot of practice here playing on this map. And this is the map that they beat Faculty on so heavily one-sided.
Yeah, they're certainly a very, very talented side. It's all about today, though. I'm looking to see what they can bring. I'm hoping that my HUD will sort itself out. If it doesn't, I might need to restart this momentarily. But, so just bear with us one sec.
We talked about momentum quite a bit.
Yes,
and ESC did play against Na'Vi in the Star Series just previously on Mirage, beat him 16-6. How does that give you a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy coming into this? Because, that's got to affect you as a team to realize, we can do this. We talked about cut forward, teams who were already qualified. We were sitting there thinking, yeah, they could, play a little laid back. They can just relax. Or going into this next step of the whole series, they should try their hardest to keep that momentum, to keep that energy in the team.
Well, there's no better practice than official games. So
that is true.
That's what that Cup 4 probably was to a lot of the guys when they did turn up. I'm not sure what's going on with my HUD. We'll roll with it. All right, we might not get a mini-map. We might get a mini-map. Who knows? We'll find out.
We can just combine both our screens. I have a mini-map.
But it's not positioned correctly.
No, it's not.
Go TV, what can you do? But yeah, no, it is hard to work out. We're going to roll with it for now, as you may have noticed. Said mini-map may be missing a touch. But hey-ho, we'll work alongside it. We are just waiting for that final member of ENCE eSports to get themselves into this one. And I can take you through the lineup anyway. Natu, Alu, Revita, Sunny, and Zart. No Joels to be seen. He was more of a stand-in. Now they have their full lineup. We get to see them in their full strength, which is the danger now. Did we see, you know, maybe a slightly harder to read side when they had Joels in there? Certainly the standout player. Will they now be a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more together? Who knows? It's very hard to predict. I think that ESC will be on the receiving end of whatever they've kind of worked out during that downtime.
Did we see Joels actually play
in
cut number 3 in the first day? Okay, I was about to say, because I remember...
He was the one who played with them with NIP in the groups. In the one we saw afterwards, he wasn't there. So.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I remember seeing ENCE actually get into the finals in cut number 3 against Astana Dragons, and they look like a well-oiled machine. But like you're saying before, I mean, they've showed us they have great individual skill, but can they get that cohesion that they really need? Can they come together here in this last final moments, you know, to pick up 2 wins and advance into these offline playoffs?
We'll find out. So, I think I already took you through the ESC lineup. I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you anymore. But do keep your predictions coming. I was looking at Twitch chat. You guys were kind of on the fence, I think, a little bit. There wasn't really you know, too much of a swing one way or the other, but certainly want to hear your thoughts towards this one, guys. Make sure you tweet at JCapLol and at They Call Me Pansy as well.
It's pretty bad when I laugh at my own Twitter name.
Yeah, you know you've hit a low point, but then again, you titled yourself that, so it's all your own fault. But no, do get in touch with us, and obviously at RaidCall EMS1, so we can have a little check on your thoughts so far. Any sort of predictions towards this, any sort of thoughts towards it as well, because I'd like to see your opinions on the likes of ENCE eSports getting back into this. It's some extremely well-known names. You've got Natu in there, you've got Alu. These guys are nowhere near new to CS, let's just say. But CSGO, we haven't really seen them come into their strength, so it's going to be an interesting kind of viewing of them as a team now. This is when it's getting a little bit serious. This will be the first time I'm really going to get eyes onto these guys, so we'll find out how they're doing. But anyway, I think we are just about getting ready to get into the knife round, I believe.
Yeah. Before this knife round ends, here's a question to you. I asked this actually quite a bit. Who do you think like the real stand-up player is going to be for both teams? Because for ESC, I think it's really hard to pick who will be.
It is. Like, there's it's always been like the fact that sometimes Taz is great, sometimes Pasha, sometimes Neo. You know, I'm not saying the way from Snacks and Bialy. We haven't seen them being like that standout player in the games we've watched, but I know they can be. I'm going to go for Taz here. On this map, if you've seen that deagle that he pulled off, he's that player that I'm going to be keeping eyes on. And for esports... Oh, how can I say anyone but Natu? It'd either be Natu or Alu. But once again, it's dependent on where their strats kind of allow it to happen. You know, if, for example, ENCE end up on the T side and they keep rushing towards the A bomb site, it's going to be a case of Taz receiving a lot of kills. If they focus mid, it's probably going to be Pasha if he picks up the AWP. You know, and it's completely dependent on where they fancy pushing and who gets the receiving end. Then again, it's the same on the other side. If obviously ESC go on the T side and who's the one receiving it, but I think it's going to be a Taz day.
Yeah, I actually completely have to agree with that one. I really do, because in their match versus Copenhagen Wolves, in that insane best-of-3 that we saw, not only went to 2 matches, but it was ridiculous.
I've got a mini-map.
He was, oh, very nice. He was the man to really hold them together. And if we think about, you know, ESC playing on this map against Faculty, they did such a fantastic job of holding middle, controlling middle on the T side. They really just try to pressure that, really try to lock that down. And I'm curious, are they going to go for that again? Are they going to try to hold that? And can they hold that against ENCE? Yeah,
very, very good question. These guys are extremely talented, and it's going to be hard work either way. So we will be seeing the CT side comprising of ESC Gaming. So Taz, Bialy, Pasha, Neo, and Snacks. Whereas obviously the T side will be ENCE. But once again, we saw that certain teams do just prefer the T side, even though it's a slightly CT biased map, but one of the more even maps in current play. You're not going to get much more even than this. So maybe just down to team preference more than map bias here. You know, they may be comfortable picking up X amount of rounds on X side, even if they're on the more disadvantageous side. If they get, you know, let's say they got 5, they'll be like, that's good enough for us. We know we're strong on the other half.
And we're only going to find out. I mean, think of Party Dialers on Dust 2. They took Terrace, or they took CT side both times. And after correct myself, it wasn't ESC, it was Party Dialers against Copenhagen Wolves in the finals of cut number 4. But here we see the game getting underway here in this pistol round, and we're going to find out which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, indeed. So a little bit of an all-in coming out from ENCE eSports here, making their way towards A. The vast stack of them coming out. Let's have a little look, see who will be on the receiving end. It'll be Bialy, actually. Taz not being the player to be on that site. They've allowed them through at the moment. Alu, Revicer, nice shot coming in from Bialy, taking down Revicer, quickly avenged by Natu. And excuse me, they're just pushing straight through. They're not actually holding back at all. And you can see that Snacks now is in a little bit of trouble. Pasha coming around the back, perfect positioning here, doing a bit of a get right, but you can see Zart was already onto that fact. And well, the bomb down and ticking. The last two players standing are not in the great way. Taz gets onto the receiving end of that nade, gets taken down by Sunny. Now only Neo standing in this 1v3. He's got a lot of work to do and not a great deal of time to do it. New pushing in, he needs to get himself moving right now. 1v3, fire coming in from the left. You can see this player just round to the right as well. They've got him crossfired in, and Neo will not be able to make a step then. So first round going to ENCE eSports. I'd say well expected on the T side on this map, but then bear in mind that they did it in some real fashion. They held the rotates, everything that kind of ESC tried to throw at them, Pasha around the back, Neo just taking it easy, you know, just one man staying on that A site from Bialy, they dealt with really nicely.
Yeah, I really like that push to CT spawn because it held them down. It kept them away from the bomb, away from the connector, trying to make the plays, trying to get some kills inside of the bomb site. But now, coming into this eco run coming up, we've seen actually quite a few for some reason actually go in favor of the team ecoing, but here we do. All right, here we do. We see a push coming in on B side here, and unfortunately for Neo, he's just going to go down right away. It looks like they will be able to hold this down. They will be able to get the bomb planted here. But right now, ESC, all they're really looking for, maybe pick up a kill or two, maybe make this expensive for ENCE because they need to control that money somehow. And with the way they're setting up, they kind of just wait for everyone to get in position. Revicer, he's just holding that position down. No one's going to get through that, especially with that P90 in hand. You can see Sunny with that AK. Definitely going to want to hold on to that one. They actually bought up quite a bit here. 3 major guns coming in. Oh, Revicer. Let's get CVs around. Pasha, great shot out of him. Gets not too down, but will be able to get any more. Zart does finish that one up, and now Revicer going to be pushing in. He's, oh, Snacks. He was waiting so long for that spot. Fortunately, didn't get anything off that. Revicer picking up another. And that is another round going over to ENCE. Very well executed round. You could tell they didn't underestimate ESC, but they definitely realized they were in control of that round.
Yeah, it's nice to see that level of respect coming out. Like, they're not going to be going half-handedly into situations, like just rushing in, but they're just flooding those sites, making it count. And currently on the scoreboard, Zart and Revicer doing rather well for themselves, 3 and 2. Sunny on 2 as well. Pasha, Bialy, and Taz, the only ones to make kills so far, but we are seeing it going all 3 rounds without any sort of purchases from the CT side here. And Julie kind of noted, but Taz doing great stuff already, takes down Zart. Let's have a little look, see who will be the one to break through the furthest here. Look at that smoke just completely blocking down Pasha's view from that sort of catwalk cross towards B. And Revicer spraying down with the P90, trying to just make sure no one can push in. But look at Neo, just dug in deep. They're going to be trying to hunt him out. Will they find him? Yes, they can. Alu's taking him down. Sunny watching down the push, takes out, I believe it's Bialy pushing. And now Revicer comes back around with the P90 power, just obliterating these guys. But can't Pasha and Snacks do anything now? They do have a P90. A bit of a pistol as well. Dancing with Sunny. Pasha coming back through, see if he can land the damage. Takes out Sunny, so 1v3. Off-plant situation. They need to get moving if they want this one. I think Pasha's just going to play it all the way around the back. Try and get anyone trying to play safe, which he's doing. Might be able to get Natu there. Let's see if he can. I think he's got a bit of a chance. I think they're playing this one smart. ENCE, ooh, Pasha did find Alu, but that's about your lot. So Snacks and Pasha will stay alive here. Pasha picking up 2 in the afterplant, and Revicer and Natu doing the work. So 3-0. I believe there's been bomb plants in every single round so far, and that was the closest ESC have gotten to retaking it. But this is the first buy round, so at least we'll be seeing them kind of putting up a fight here.
And we do see an interesting buy coming in for Pasha. He has an auto sniper, so we're going to see how well he actually works with that one. And Taz, he got such a great entrance kill. And I'd say entrance, even though it was on the CT side, to really open that up. But for him, he wasn't really able to make that gun too useful. However, Pasha did do that in the end. And just like you're saying, Pasha, he's locking down middle. He's actually pushing up a little bit here, too. Trying to get some early picks. Try to take over the game. Not let ENCE pick up any more rounds here, because like we said, all it takes is 2 wins to go into the offline playoffs here, as Revice are going to be pushing in here. Does have that smoke down, and a lot of flashes coming in. He's going to push over towards the backside, going to go straight to connector. Sees Pasha, gets the kill onto him. Pasha didn't even notice him, gets a second onto Neo over on Catwalk, and that completely opens up this A bomb site here, and the rest of ESC are wondering what the hell happened, as we do see 3 kills actually come in out of nowhere for ESC. They turned the tides on this one, and now we have a 3-on-2 situation. Zart sitting here, gonna actually go for a kill here in connector onto Bialy, and does lock that one down, but Snacks was in the wrong position at the wrong time here, but now it's a 2-on-2. Taz gonna be, well, Zart actually gonna take out Snacks here, as Taz gonna be holding in the bomb site himself. It's a 1v1, him versus Alu. Alu has the op. He might be able to pick this one up here if he just dodges around the bullets enough. And Taz, is he gonna be able to pick this one up? Will Alu? This would be a huge round for EFC if they can close this one out. And Taz being very calm, very patient, taking his time. He's got 20 seconds left. He realizes they have to get that bomb down, and he knows where it is currently. Alu, unfortunately, missing that first shot. Taz just dancing between the boxes. 10 seconds left now. He stalled out so long, but Alu gets him on the peak. And that is another round going over to ENCE. And that was honestly a fantastic round. I think that showed us that ESC, they're bringing the fight.
Yeah, they are. Even though they obviously didn't pick that one up, taking it down to that 1v1.
Yeah.
If only Taz didn't rush in, or like get pinned in there, I think you would have had that. But obviously, Alu not going to be missing shots like that. If he's given it a chance, he's certainly going to jump on it.
And they lost 2 right away. I mean, you saw Pasha, they just ran straight up to him with the auto sniper, killed him, and then out of nowhere, ESC picked up 3 kills instantly. Yeah,
there was incredible smokes going out from ENCE, and the way they took A, it allowed him to push all the way through to that connector, as you mentioned. But it seems like they're going for a bit of a mid push here, a bit of a possession through it. Taz picking up that deagle, but that's about it for the CT. So by all rights, should be a T round, should be 5-0, but we'll see what we can do here, because right now they are making a stand. Neo and Taz find one each, and now Sunny and Revice are doing just as much work in reply. Now looking towards A. Bomb is in the hands of Sunny, but look at Snacks right around the back. Neo coming in as well. Maybe the CTs can claw a way back in here. Neo's fallen to Alu as they made their way forward. Now just Snacks stands in a 1v2. He had taken down Alu, and he did get himself an AK, so he might cause a bit of an upset here. Bomb going back round towards A. Not leaving this one. 45 seconds left. Sunny on 1 HP, bear in mind. Natu sitting pretty, though. You heard the fire coming in there. Snacks will be pushing forward. A little bit of a flash through. Being careful. Trying to find a way into these boxes. Anyone hanging around, possibly laying in wait in any of the corners. Sunny playing passively or playing it back. He's got the AWP. He's going to go and save. Smart move from Snacks. He knew that there'd be no way he'd be able to find those 2 remaining players when they're playing that defensively. And another well-executed round from ENCE eSports. Yes, it was just a bit of an eco bash, but still, they make it look pretty good the way they do it. Obviously, the rotates coming back through from the likes of Snacks did do some really nice work there, picking up one on the exit. They made it expensive, at least. It was not a walkover, but still, I feel as though ENCE are just building up that momentum now, 5-0.
Yeah, and Alu, he's sitting on 8,600 money right now, but yeah, she just did spend it all. And yeah, like you said, at least made it expensive. You can check out their money right there. They're not sitting too amazing right now, considering they won 5 rounds straight. But as long as they're up 5-0 right now, I think that's all they really care about in the end. We're going to have finally a gun round coming out of ESC yet again. Remember the first one we did see? Pasha got pushed down right away. And ESC did respawn with 3 kills of their own. And he turned down to that 1v1 where Taz fortunately couldn't take Alu down. And that's still being very, very cautious, very slow. I mean, I'm trying to think back to the game that we saw them play against Astana Dragons, where I think they were very aggressive in those matches. I can't fully remember, but they're definitely giving a lot of respect to ESC. They realize what's on the line here, and they're just trying to play their own game. Pasha going to be watching towards apartments here, but the bomb currently sitting in middle. Pasha, like I said before, he's got to come out big for his team here. He hasn't been playing too well lately. It looks like it would be a B push here as we do the flashes. The smoke's coming out. Going to block out that connector. As Zart gets a nice shot on Pasha, and we see, fortunately for Neo, who's throwing some flashes, throwing some grenades. He gets taken down, and now only 1 man standing inside this B site against the 5 members of ENCE. Now the 4, now the 3 members, as you saw Natu trying to come around in the flank to pick up a couple of kills here. So now we have a 2-on-3 situation. Bialy has 100 health. We've seen him make some big plays in the cups prior. And Taz sitting on 32. But he's got the AWP ready. Sitting on a 4-2 scoreline as well. And here comes the pushback in. Here comes the retake. byali gonna get Revicer down. But they still have 2 more to worry about. They still have the op to worry about. And there it is right there. Alu picks up the kill on a byali. And now Taz, fortunately, looks the wrong way at the wrong time, or the right way at the right time if you're an ENCE fan, and gets taken down. Now 6-0 in favor of ENCE.
Yeah, they're really not being able to deal with them right now. And, well, ESC aren't. They're being completely overrun in mid. Pasha's been locked out completely then. He was taken down instantly, and Neo as well, who normally kind of hovers in between, but generally looks around to that mid section, 1 to 6. He's finding it very hard to deal with, and we haven't seen a lot from Taz when they do push towards A. So wherever they're going, ENCE eSports are just executing really, really well here. So byali and co locking it down still. Neo happily edging away from the B side, excuse me. I'm just going to wait for ENCE to make their move now. Revicer waiting up top with that bomb. Ooh, I think Taz just caught a glimpse, so he might be on to what they're getting up to, but look at Zart straight through mid. He could cause some real trouble here, and he's done just that. Lovely shot onto Taz there, taking him down. Natu finding byali. A now is completely in the hands of the T side. Bomb is going down. Neo, Snax, and Pasha have to get their running shoes on. Snax has found Zart in that middle section, as now Neo makes his way forward. Gonna be trying to get a way back through here. Smokes and flashes holding them back, allowing ENCE to set up here and lock this one down completely. And I'd be very surprised if these guys go for this. No, they won't. They're getting the hell out of there. They're going to try and play it smart, save those weapons. And once again, great execution from ENCE. They got the opening through mid, and that one shot coming in from, I'm not sure who actually got it this round. It was Zart, and who was the other player?
I believe it was Taz he killed.
It could have been indeed. So byali and Taz obviously going down back to back, and it was just so well done. Snax on the way out has found Natu, but that's about your lot. So 7-0. This is not the expected scoreline that I thought we'd be seeing. Yes, obviously ENCE eSports did take down NIP, but would you say they're as consistent or as, you know, I don't know. It's very hard to find this one. I'm not sure what to think of it yet.
Oh yeah, I mean ESC, it's not like I don't think they're getting outshot. They're just kind of getting outplayed in terms of strategies, where they're not really expecting where these smokes and flashes are coming from, and they're getting caught off guard. You know, a perfect example of that was Neo on Catwalk. He had a grenade in hand, and he just got completely rushed and taken down before he can even throw the nade and survive it. And right now, ENCE just doing what they've been doing every single round, playing very cautious, very slow. As byali gonna get some damage on a Natu right there. A great aggressive push, but Neo gonna be standing right on top of that grenade. Gets knocked down to 48 HP. And they're not looking too phased by this at all. And they're still being very respectful. I mean, even though they realize, yeah, we're up 7-0, we could just rush a site and take it. They're playing very methodical, and I really respect that out of a team.
No, I completely agree.
Revicer wants to work through B halls here. Bomb currently sitting in middle. And it seems ESC knows this is happening. I mean, they're already in position as Neo. He's going to peek out. He's going to get Sunny knocked down right there. He's going to peek for Alu. Gets him too. I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking, but great teamwork. And that pushes ESC or ENCE away. This might be the first round for ESC, a huge round that they could really use at this point in the game. And it looks like the hit's still going to come in on B. Revicer pushed up halls. Trying to find Snax right here. Might actually see him in a second. But he does make noise. Does rush out. Sees Snax, but Neo gets a kill on a Natu. Snax gets the kill on Revicer. And now Zart, last man standing here against the 5-man squad of ESC. It looks like the undefeated score of ENCE is finally going to go down here, but Zart at least takes one with him. And finally, ESC win the first round of the game in round number 8. Couldn't have been at a better time.
Yeah, really Team Neo. What I'm saying. Playing it really well. They're not. It's strange. I was curious as to when ESC were going to do some sort of mid kind of hold, because they were allowing them through a hell of a lot of times. Pasha was finding it very hard to challenge, and Neo played it quite passively, and he picked up too. Like, he wasn't just immediately challenging. He waited for ENCE to kind of come towards him, and well, he made it count. So ENCE eSports looking towards B this time. Alu going to be challenging out Pasha. Ooh. Actually, Alu gets knocked back there. 76 HP. Going to have to back away, play it smart. As the rest of his team are making their way through, Snax will be on the receiving end. Fluff the nade. That could mean trouble now. He knows it. They are flooding towards the site. He's got one. Takes down Revicer. Spins around. He knows there's more. He's immersed himself in the smoke. My word, this is smart play. Natu in front. And just about everyone getting in there. Snax, where are you? Oh my word, he's still staying alive. The rest of his side are coming into this. Snax has just played this perfectly. Finds Alu. Taz onto Natu. And now Sunny, the last man standing. 1v3. Sunny has kind of stayed out of the eyesight of them right now. Catching a glimpse of one. one, but Snack's stunning play. 3 kills that round. Every single one of them vital. And the way he played it in that smoke, that sneaky, sneaky ninja. Dear God.
The grenade, he so fluffed it like he called it, and then he just flashes them, rushes ahead of them, picks up a kill, and then just walks through the smoke and just waits. He bided his time. Wow. That was really well done by Snacks. Great patience coming out of him, too. To not jump the gun, to wait for the right moment to strike. And with that, they come out another round ahead here. Oh, my God, that grenade coming in, revising down to 10 HP. That was ridiculous out of Bialy, but they do pick up the kill. Natu gets the first one, as we do see 2 kills actually coming in for ENCE. And now it's a 3-on-3 situation. But Pasha, with his giant biceps, can he pick up a couple of kills here? He gets 1. He's going to get 2 and 3. And that is another round for ESC. That grenade... Wow, out of Bialy was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they read that eco play a little bit there and like, okay, you guys want to try and rush it again? We remember how this went down last time.
Wow.
Go eat my nade. There you go. That was lovely stuff. So ESC on a little bit of a comeback now. They can get, a couple more rounds behind them. I don't think they can be too upset. Now into the 11th round, we are seeing the scoreline at 7-3 in favor to ENCE eSports still, but... Well, we're going to see how this one goes. Bialy going on the hunt. He's found 1, takes down 2. My word, lovely connection onto Sunny and Zart there. Can you believe it? 5v3 now. Revisor, Natu, and Alu have to go pretty big. The big names of ENCE eSports now need to step up and make it well known. Natu could be on the receiving end of a nade, taking at least 20 HP away from him. 5v3 still. I know where Natu is. Taz prowls round, finds him on the way through. Now Revisor and Alu being hunted out by Neo this time. Not going to get such ease of play coming in, but Snack's already picking up the mantle. And Revisor, now the last man standing on 9 HP, up against 3. He's taken down Bialy, stunning shot, 1v1 there, up against Taz. And Taz will nail him to the floor. So 7-4 is the scoreline. And all credit to where it's due. Bialy going a little bit aggressive then. Kind of paid off.
I can say this. I'm not a pro player in any way, but that should not happen. He should not be able to walk up there, pick up 2 kills when they're both watching that spot. That was just ridiculous. Great play out of him, and he still escaped with that 5 HP. So now ENCE going to be on another eco round here. Going to be in a Joe round. And see if they can make something happen. They got a lot of kills in their last eco round. Remember that when they just rushed up towards A, but they weren't able to close that one out, as we do see a kill coming in for him. And Sunny picks it up on Neo, but then of course the ESC responds to 3 kills themselves. Zart trying to go for some damage here, and Alu waiting for someone to push up, maybe trying to pick up a gun here as Taz actually coming out big, gets a kill. And Zart gonna go down here momentarily. And now, just like that, a 7-0 lead for ENCE, it turns into a 7-5 lead for them.
And I've got to say, ESC are now reading the plays that ENCE are bringing out. Every single time, they're just spot on. I don't know what's happening in those couple of rounds, but they've certainly nailed it down. So we will be seeing if this can go pretty much all even almost on the half. Let's see if they can bring it back any further. This time, though, ENCE eSports, a lot more weaponry beside them. So it could be a different situation. But Pasha on the prowl, finds Zart there through mid, takes him out with the auto sniper. And now ENCE eSports just left towards A. 4 players standing, all still, looking fairly pretty, not lost a single point of health. But now they need to kind of take down Bialy, take down Taz, and possibly Pasha, actually, because he'll be playing in that connector. Not going to be easy. Bialy pushing up. He's feeling aggressive. He's found Alu. Now he needs his team to come in, and Pasha's done it. Finding 2. Finally, Sunny finds the reply onto Taz, but Bialy and Pasha, the combo of doom towards that side, bringing it to 6-7. They could actually tie this one all up here.
They can, and Pasha, that was such a great play out of him. If you noticed, he took the guy's out apartment, or Bialy was just sitting under that, picking up kills left and right, and I do have to say this, like ESC, they've come together out of nowhere after those 7 rounds, and it seems all about Pasha, where he finally feels confident middle. He's not getting rushed. He's not getting taken down right away, and he can finally pick up a lot of kills as he's currently sitting on 10 first team. But right now, they're looking like they don't know what to do. I mean, they won 7 straight, and now they've lost 6 straight. They need to get some sort of rounds back here if they want to go into the CT side with an advantage. It looks like the hit will be over at this A side here. You still have 1 middle. And Bialy gonna get a shot here. Does pick up a kill. And actually, they're going down left and right. I'm not sure what's happening if it's just me lagging, but 4 kills coming in. 2 going over to Taz, 2 over to Pasha. And the last man standing is over in middle. And he goes down and then doesn't want to give us the round ending sound.
Yeah, I think GoTV is having some issues. So we will try and find out what's going on there. Not too sure.
And that was a gun run for ENCE. I mean, even though we didn't get to see the action, that was a gun round. And
Correct.
ESC just wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, it might be a pause. I don't know. We'll try and find out. Hopefully the admins can give us an update. But right now, ESC, they're a dangerous side. I always back them in these because I always feel that sometimes when we watch them, they don't really give us the exact showing that we know they can do. And today we're seeing them in full glory right now. Those 7 rounds back-to-back were perfectly played. As you can see there, as it's remaining on our screen, the fact that they kept all 5 players alive. And Pasha and Taz just creating that crossfire on A, as you mentioned in the previous round, and it's just fantastic the way they, work together. They're cohesive, and you've got to bear in mind these, 3 of those players in that side have been playing together so long. It's just natural to them. But I can't take anything away from ENCE as well. First 7 rounds, perfectly done.
Yeah, and I mean ESC just to kind of go in. I mean, I know if I was playing in their shoes and I lost 7 rounds straight, I would be so down on myself. But a lot of credit to them to be able to turn that around, pick up 7 of their own. Like, they have to be so hype right now after that.
Yeah, for sure. It's got to be right next, right on par.
And what's really scary is if they do come back to take this game, I'm afraid for whoever's going to win between Very Games and High Grade because, like we were saying before, when ESC is playing spot on, they can challenge the best teams in the world. And right now, after those first 7 rounds ended, they're starting to look like the team that we're talking about.
Yeah, indeed. And it's the man I picked for once. I'm glad that's happened. I think the last round kind of helped him out. Taz sitting on 14-9, Snacks 13-5, doing very well. He's one of the newer additions, and he's definitely shining. Pasha, though, 12-6, working on mid. Bialy and Neo fairly quiet, but the important turning point was Neo. When he picked up that 1 round that turned it all. He was on the catwalk area, picked up those 2, and then picked up the 3rd. So certainly a key player. It may not be necessarily displayed on the board. So it's wow. I think we picked the right game here.
Well, I mean, if we go back 7 rounds, we might have thought a little bit differently.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, as you see, Very Games winning 12-3 against High Grade.
Yeah,
that is a very convincing score for them.
And Very Games are on a high right now. The way they took down NIP convincingly as well. It's not like it was one of those tentative victories. It was a strong game. 16-7 on Mirage, 16-8 on Inferno. When Very Games get going, they're extremely good. Then everyone kind of overlooks them because they're always in second. They're always second position after NIP. So excluding like 1 or 2 lands.
Well, keep in mind they are the summer 2013 season winners. So they're defending title or trying to defend their title. I can't even speak today. They're trying to defend their title is what I'm trying to say, and they're doing it really well so far.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring. Obviously, the more they take down NIP, the more confident they're going to get because it was always their bogey side. Every time they got to the finals, NIP was waiting, and it always kind of went the same way. But it's good to see them kind of breaking through that. I love like NIP to bits. I think they're a fantastic bunch, but it's good seeing teams who can now challenge. I think it's just only adding to what we might be seeing towards DreamHack at the end as well because when all the teams are now starting to practice, everyone's really playing. It's becoming a viable thing to do, with your evenings when there's that much money on the line. And
you said something earlier that fits in perfectly with it. There's no better practice than a real match, like a match that actually means something to you instead of a scrim. And with the Star Series, with the RaidCall series, there's a lot of practice out there for a lot of these teams, and they've definitely shown up. I mean, we've even seen a lot of new blood come into this, which is really kind of surprising. Is that Pari Dowdlers came out of nowhere and did so well. And we also saw, quite a few other teams just coming up huge, like Team Refuse. They didn't do too well, throughout most of the seasons. But I mean, they're now in the group stage in Group B with, of course, NIP, Fnatic, and LDLC. But all these teams coming back, even Astana Dragons, who only played 1 cup, and from what I heard, they already booked their travel here into the offline playoffs. So that's a lot of confidence, which I don't know. I mean, being that cocky,
look,
we'll see how it turns out.
I've got to say, they're my team to really step it up. They're fairly new in essence. Obviously, the players aren't, but as that collective, they're building up. And they're dangerous. They could be the ones that when they get into that full comfort zone, when they're really hitting their top level, that can challenge NIP time and time again. That's what I want to see them hitting because obviously every other team's now getting there as well. It's not just the NIP show at the moment. It's Very Games picking up every now and then. ENCE eSports taking them down. There's really getting some good contenders out there. But guys, until the server issues are sorted, once we get it all back and hopefully working, we are going to be coming back from a break because there's no point us just waffling on for an hour. I know you guys love it. I know, bless him. Nice. He does. No one talks to him normally in the office.
It's true. I'm usually by myself, head hung in shame.
Anyway, guys, we'll be back in 5, hopefully, as soon as the servers are back up and working. So do stay tuned. So, welcome back, folks. We believe everything is fixed now, so hopefully we can get on with this one, and the teams will be getting underway nice and quickly, and we can get a little graphic prompt as well towards what the actual scoreline was, because my brain will just be like, nope, and it'll forget everything. So
yeah, if you guys have been watching us the past couple of weeks, math is not our strong
math
suit.
Math is hard. I can count to potato.
Can you do that for me right now?
1, 2, 3, potato.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like carrot, something. I don't know, stick with the vegetables.
American talking about vegetables. Let's be serious here. Anyway, the other side, we are pretty much on the half-time at the moment. So hopefully they'll get themselves sorted on the right side. I think we're at the half, so we should be fine to just jump back in. But obviously, the scoreline is still 8-7. So I don't know what to make of it at the moment.
Well, okay, let's keep this in mind. First 7 rounds went to ENCE. Then ESC came back with 8 rounds straight.
Yeah.
Was ridiculous. I mean, they were playing so well, but now they're on the terrorist side. So they have, it's a little bit of different work for them, where they finally got accustomed to what ENCE is doing, and now they're gonna have to do that on the terrorist side. And if it takes, if it takes them 7 rounds to do it, it's not gonna be, they're not gonna be, you know, in a really great position here. But we're gonna see what's really gonna happen.
Well, with that in mind, they are on the wrong sides if that's the case. My brain is confused, right? I've been told it's 8-7.
They said, even in chat, and said it was 8-7.
Brain hurts.
They're like, oh, no, they just sent chat. Oh, and swap.
There we go. All right. Sorry. I was getting so scared and I was like, I thought I could count 15 and stuff
Only
like
potato.
That. Only potato. No, they are switching sides. There we go. That's more like it. Right. So, 8-7 in favor. Ooh, I'm not sure what's happening there. There we go. I think the screen is getting confused as well because ESC is now Finnish and terrorists are from Poland. Like, just generally. But anyway, let's ignore what it says on the top. Let's focus on the things at the side, because on the CT side, it will be ENCE eSports facing off against the T side of ESC. And let's get into this one.
And you have no mini-map again, I just noticed.
It's a good feature, shut your face.
But as we do see, or as you can't see, we do have an A-push coming in here very quickly. Taz going to come out of apartments here, and great smokes coming in as well. They're going to get the position here. This is exactly what we saw out of ENCE just prior. They got the bomb plant, even though they rushed to CT spawn. But right now, you see, they get the bomb down. They have great position over this bomb site, and they finally do get the first kill of the second half coming in with Neo. Getting the kill on Azart here, but Sunny going to be pushing into the site. Gets a kill on the Pasha, but he gets taken out by Neo in the end. If I start doing the same, trying to work off a pick here, as right now, ESC just cleaning up left and right, and great job by them to lock down that first round. Now they are up 9-7 here in the second half, and that gives them a little bit of an edge now coming into this whole half, where they're going to most likely pick up these next 2 rounds.
Are you...
What? I'm confused.
So am I. Is it ENCE who are up around?
Oh, okay. It happens. Both start with E's. No, it's ESC that's up around.
You sure?
9-7.
You very sure?
Yep.
You are 100% sure?
Yep.
All right. All right. So ESC up around.
Up 2, actually.
Shut your face. In the second half, they're up around now.
See, math is not strong with us.
No, and trying to win any sort of eco battles aren't too strong for ENCE eSports either right now, as only Sunny is standing. And I don't think he's got much of a hope in hell right now, as Bialy looks like he wants to pick it up, and he does. So, ESC picking up 2 in the second half.
Now it's 10-7 for ESC. Gonna keep that in mind, keep saying it in my head until I can't forget it. But easy take by them, just take that eco round, just like you're saying. Really hard to win those. And unfortunately for ENCE, they weren't able to make it expensive at all. And it looks like ESC...
I have a mini-map.
Oh, nice. All right. Moving on up. So ENCE, I mean, as we saw them win the first round, they took it very slow, very cautious into the second round. But ESC, they took it very aggressive in the second round. They're doing that again in the third, it looks like here, as they do have a 4-man push on this B site coming in here. But it's currently stacked by ENCE. They have 3 people there waiting to take them down. But then again, it's pistols versus guns. Who's really going to win in the end on that one? And we're going to find out here in just a couple seconds, as Neo going to be the first out, going to push up. Doesn't see anyone just yet. They do know where a couple are. ESC being very cautious. They do get 2 kills, though, coming left and right. But we do see Sunny pick up a kill on the back of the site. But he gets taken down to Bialy. And that is 4 members going down to just the 1 of ESC. And Zart, last man standing with that pistol. You know, if he could pull this one off, I'll take off my shirt right now.
I've never wanted someone to not clutch so much in my life. Thank you, Pasha. Strong Pasha on 1 HP saves me horror. Fantastic. So there we go. The standard 3 rounds back-to-back with whichever team generally picks it up. You know, I mean, they get the first round on the pistol, they get the next 2. It's how it goes, and it has brought the scoreline to 11-7, I do believe. Hard work counting at the moment, but this will be the first time in theory we'll see a little bit of a comeback from the CTs, see what they can really do here. It's a little bit one-sided until this point. So, Revicer trying to lock down the B site. He might have Neo to deal with. Not too much action, though. Very... Not necessarily slow start, but they're not going for their all-ins right now on the T side, taking their time. Snacks rotating all the way over from towards A, back towards B, going to pick up that bomb and probably bring it forward. Bialy, on the other hand, going walkabouts by A, and we saw how aggressive he liked to get before, and those smokes have allowed him at least a bit of a peek towards Natu, and that's all he needed. But you can see Sunny now might be in trouble. Both players, I think, spotting each other just through the slithers of the smoke. So Bialy backing away. He's done the damage. He's created that doubt. But Alu going back in with that AWP, bringing it back to a 4v4, finding Pasha on the catwalk, but Bialy still doing work by A. And now here comes Revice into the action, finds Neo. Taz quickly avenges and opens up the B site until Zart and Alu stop them in their tracks, as now Snacks has to go up against a 1v2 with Alu and Zart standing. Bomb is down. He's got to be careful. Alu is hitting these shots like there's no tomorrow. Nice shot to Zart, though. 1v1. Alu picking up 2 so far. Ooh, dodging that bullet. That lovely shot coming in from Snacks. Takes him out and bringing ESC the first gun round on the board in the second half here.
And unfortunately, Alu, he couldn't make that 1v1 happen yet again. And I have to put a little trivia out here for you. Bialy's picture, what is that? I got to test your knowledge.
Dragon Ball Z.
But what is that character?
I don't know.
Oh, all right, I half respect you. But anyway, just like you said, ESC takes the first gun round. And it looks like they might be able to take this eco round as well. Coming up 4-0 in the second half. And keep in mind, guys, if you're just joining us, this is the group stage. It's Group A of the RaidCall Fall 2013 season. And right now, ESC are doing a fantastic job of coming back here. They were down 0-7 in the first half. But then they came back 8 rounds straight. Now they're up 4 rounds in the second half. And they're looking to close this one out, and all they need, 2 wins. 2 wins, and this could be the first one to get into those offline playoffs, and they were there already previously in the last season.
Very true indeed. So let's see if they can do it again, because they're getting very close now. 13-7 is a great place to be. Let's have a look at the scoreline. Bear in mind, obviously, this doesn't include the initial round, but look at Bialy. 8-1. Brilliant stuff. Snacks as well, 4-0. Pasha 5-2. Every single player pulling their weight right now. But then you look over to ENCE, not so much, but they are just, you know, they've been outplayed by, you know, just the money system. They haven't really had a chance to get into this one yet. But I think we are seeing the T side making their way towards A. Pasha taking his time up that catwalk section. Natu in a perfect position, though. Takes out 2. Bialy and Neo down. He's got the 3rd as well. Gets the hat trick. He's got to be careful, though, but Pasha needs to get this rotate. He's found Zart. Sunny picked up Snacks. And now only Pasha stands in a 1v4. Alu looks like he could end this one if Pasha takes one more step to the right, and he does do just that. Alu to close that one out. They only lost Zart there, and Natu, what a bit of play then. Reading the smokes, getting right up into their faces, and just decimating 3.
Yeah, I mean, he caught them off guard. You could tell they weren't even looking near him, and great play by him to take the first round for them of the second half, and unfortunately for Pasha, he got shot in the biceps on that last round by Alu. Wow. And he got taken down, but now ENCE, now what can they do? We see them have momentum before, winning those 7 rounds straight. Now they've lost, if I can do math, 13 straight, but they finally pick up their first round in the second half. Can they get the momentum back in their favor? As I see a heavy hit coming in on this A site yet again out of ESC, as Alu looks like he'll be the man to really make a big play here, but he's currently smoked out right now, and no kills coming in from either side just yet, but Taz gonna be pushing aside, gets taken down by Sunny, and Sunny getting a second one. Can he pull off a hat trick himself as he sees Bialy gets it? That is 3 for him as Natu picks up a kill in apartments. Pasha finally respawns with a kill for himself, but he gets blown up, and ENCE coming back 2 rounds straight. That was just a phenomenal hold by their team.
Yeah, I've got to say it. The way they used those smokes that were placed down by the T side, they just switched that situation on its head. Sunny was allowed enough room to kind of roam in between the 2 smokes and just watch them as they tried to funnel out towards the site. And, well, you don't want to give a man like that another chance. You saw Natu just taking it into his own hands, whereas Sunny then could just play it as it was seen in front of him. But look at Alu. He could be in for a good couple of kills here. Neo will be the one edging forward. Ooh, actually got the tag down towards Alu himself. So T-side holding strong at the moment, giving away at least where they're going at this point though, as Alu did spot at least 2 or 3 of them there. And Zart's nade does come through. Get connected towards Pasha then. So still a 5v5, 1 minute and 15 left on the board. Bit of a stack up there. Try and get Neo working through. Let's see where they decide to go. And they're still prowling around. So taking his time by A as well. So it looks like Snacks is just trying to keep their attention towards here, as the rest of the team are sort of edging through that mid connector. So now Sunny backs off. He knows what's going on, as Pasha is trying to sneak his way towards A, and he's done just that. Now bursting out, taking down Sunny, but Natu and Zart find the replies. Bialy and Neo down, bring it to a 4v3. T-side need to get these kills. They need to get it back all even. Pasha's done that, doing everything so far for the T-side, but Revicer looks to stop it in his tracks. He's done it. Now only Taz and Snacks stand. But they do have the bomb to hand, so not completely impossible. But look at Snacks now, coming in towards the site. Going to be looking to get that bomb down as quick as possible. Taz finding the AWP. Looking him down, but Natu coming in, takes out Taz. Now Snacks in a 1v2, spins around, finds Revicer. 1v1 against Natu, the legend himself, and he's done it. Natu comes in, retakes the site, gets 3 for himself there, and a lovely bit of play. And he wants his AWP back, I think, but still, beautiful round. And I think ENCE are building up here.
Yeah, that was a great flank by him. I mean, he just came in from the backside, and they were not expecting that. Unfortunately for Snacks, he couldn't make another 1v1 really happen for him, but still another round going over to ENCE, 5-3 in the second half, and both teams are really stepping up. I mean, we talked about ESC, when they play good, they do extremely well, and they've shown that. But now ENCE, they're rising to the occasion here.
Yeah, they are for sure, and 13-10 is a tough scoreline for both sides.
I'm glad you did the math for me, because I would not have been able to do that. So going into round number 9 here, I can't read the screen, Tim. It's too far away. But going into round number 9, you know, Pasha's been doing a great job. He's been doing, kind of like you're saying before, Get Right. He's been the one coming in late, trying to get the picks on the people rotating through, and he's been quite successful at it. He actually also made a great opening kill over at the A side not too long ago. Right now, Bialy was a big playmaker in the first half. Looking to pick up some opening kills of this round for himself. And as you can see on the minimap, Bomb is working through B halls. And it looks like they're starting to converge over towards this B side. But just as I say that, Bomb is backing away. Natu, he's going to walk into a trap. He gets taken down by Neo. They just snuck up right in that. And that leaves A side open to be taken. It's very vulnerable right now. Here comes the smokes. Aloe now, he's smoked out of this fight. And that leaves Sunny all by himself, sitting on 4 HP. Grenade not going to connect, but Zart picks up a kill on a Neo, and Sunny's still alive with that 3 HP. But Taz gets a kill on Aloe. He's going to be looking for Sunny here in just a second, but he does get Zart down. And just like that, it turns into a 4-on-1 situation. Revives the last one standing in that B site. And it looks like he's just going to save that gun.
Yeah, indeed. I don't blame him on that front either. I'd be running away and trying to look towards the next round after that sort of execution. I think we have to give credit to Taz then, coming in and picking up those 2 kills that just allowed them into the A site. Very important stuff. Can't take it away, but Neo's opening as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking,
really,
I really liked his kill. I mean, he snuck in there and got that kill, and then they just all right, let's swarm the site, and took it. And the thing was, they worked towards that B site in the beginning. And then they realized we should probably pull back. We have Neo pushed up in their connector. Let's go for it today.
Very true. And looking at the scoreboard right now, who's standing out to you? Pasha 9-5, Taz 7-4, Bialy as well 9-4. He's doing very well. Neo a little bit quieter, but his kills have always been the important ones as well. You know what I mean? Like
just in this round prior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it may be 1 kill, but that could be the one to open up the site. And then let's look towards ENCE. Currently Sunny actually, and Natu sitting at the top, so doing very well for themselves as well. The scoreline overall is 14-10 now. Still in favour to the polls, but we're going to see if ENCE can now build up. They've been clawing back a good couple of rounds, and let's see if they can do it again. This time, it's a bit of an all-in, and I do believe these two will be able to at least work out where the T-side are now going towards. And yeah, Zart's going to get his way back over. The flashes have kind of landed towards A. He knows it's an all-in now. Here we go. Gets himself watching the cross. Spray now coming down. Neo setting up the smokes and nades. Does connect towards Natu. Now focuses on the guys behind him. ENCE eSports completely playing for the retake. Sunny going for the apartment route rather than the expected way that Neo went for. Here we go though. Zart eventually finding Pasha. Slow retake. Bomb still ticking. Sunny onto Neo. 5v3 now, but here comes Bialy, gets one on the spray down, can't get any more, but Snax kicks into action, finding two, looks for the third, he spotted one, that's Natu out, that's a hat trick already, he's gonna have to get 4 if he wants this round. Revisor is going for the defuse, get in there Snax right about now, and he's done it, 4 in a row for Snax, coming up exactly when ESC needed it, and that gets another on the board, 15-10, what an important round for ESC.
Just ridiculous play out of Snax right there, and you said it perfectly, ENCE was playing for the retake, and ESC lost 2 members before anyone on ENCE went down, but they were able to hold down. Snax coming out huge. And it looks like we're going to see a very quick A push coming in from ESC. They're just rushing straight in here, and let's see if they can make another round happen. And remember, this round, if they win this, they win the game, and they're 1 win away from going to the offline playoffs. So you do see kills trade left and right here. Pasha picks up another kill on Alu, though. That leads it to a 4-on-3 situation right now. Bomb working its way in there finally. And even Snax watching the backside. Pasha picks up another kill for himself. That is 2 of this round. Now it's turned into a 3-on-2. Bomb has not gone down just yet. It was picked up, though. Looks like it finally will be going down now. So, ENCE, can they do a retake with these 2 people? Snax is still alive. Keep that in mind. So, he's trying to look for something here. Trying to look for a kill, possibly. Is the flash going to come out? And the smokes. And here comes the push. He's going to be looking for 1 kill. He does pick that up on a Bialy, going for a second. Revisor picks up a kill on the Pasha, and now it's all in the hands of Snax. He did it once, but can he do it again? Revisor, he's defused in the same 1v1 situation. He gets the kill, he gets the game, and ESC are going to move on to play against Very Games in the 2nd match of today.
Wow, that's one way to repeat history, isn't it? That little 1v1. Snax, you're the new addition, you're the new man to the squad in theory with Bialy, and you two just went absolutely massive. So, congratulations, ESC. I said keep eyes on you guys when you perform well, you really do. And to come back from that much of a deficit that they had on the first half, to bring this one, you know, all the way through here to face off against Very Games, I do believe, in the next match. It's going to be a tough one, but they certainly deserve the position, but can't take anything away from ENCE eSports. They played well. They just, I feel as though as soon as that momentum got taken away, they didn't really get back into it, which is a bit of a shame because they're such a talented side as well. Nothing can be taken away from them in that aspect, and they're going to have to fight their way back through here. There's nothing saying they can't do it. There's still very much a possible chance. We're going to have to find out, though, and, well, Very Games against ESC next.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be extremely good. So, I'm not too sure if the stats will be working after we change servers, so we won't be going towards that, but we are going to be going to a very quick break while we get the IP for the next game and we get ourselves ready for Very Games up against ESC, so do not go anywhere, folks. It's going to be incredible.